Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am so glad that you're joining me today. It's been great coming back. I've had a couple of weeks where I've had to take some time to, just kind of regroup and, plan out my content for these videos. And today's topic is one that I've covered several months back, and I wanted to just kind of refresh the content and bring you guys the latest version of the message. So this is something that's hardly ever talked about, but I feel is really important, and that is how to go about selecting the right realtor for you. Okay, and I want to start off by saying that I am not the right realtor for everyone, but the people that I have worked with, for the most part, everyone's really happy with the outcome, and I really take pride in my work. It is something that I'm truly passionate about. So I'm just going to give you guys some pointers, but I just want to give you guys some information so that you know what to look for when it comes time for you to pick the right real estate agent to work with. You're going to be making a lot of the great decisions and really important decisions as you go about selling or buying a new home. And probably the very first one that you're going to have to make is who to work with. And in this day and age where we have so much information available to us here online, I want to make sure that you guys understand that the internet is not a realtor. It is a source of information, and I am truly grateful for having this resource, especially during the times that we're going through, but it doesn't replace the human element. It does not. You still need to have a guide, a Sherpa, a realtor to guide you through the process of buying and selling a home. The typical buyer and seller only goes through this maybe a few times in a lifetime. Maybe every 5 to 10 years, you might be buying or selling a home, and things do change. We're seeing a huge difference on how we go about doing business now that we did maybe 5 or 10 years ago. So you want to definitely stay current. You want to work with someone that is staying current and is going to guide you through the process. So for that purpose, I've gone ahead and created a presentation. So I hope that you guys enjoy it. Stick with me. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments section. There's a really cool feature with the software that I'm using where I can actually bring up the comments, and I would love to make this engaging and interactive. So I'll go through the message and then I'll open it up for any questions that you might have. Now, if you're watching me on YouTube, please be sure to subscribe. It's something that I am looking to grow my channel, and I would really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button and then follow that with hitting the bell so that way you get notifications when I put out new content. And if you're watching me on Facebook, I really appreciate you doing that. You're probably one of my really dear friends. And I just really appreciate that. If you come across anyone who could use this information, thank you for sharing it as well. So let me go ahead and kick off the presentation. All right, here we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and make a little adjustment here so that way everything looks better on screen. And I hope that we're coming through okay. So the first thing that I want you guys to know is that there's a lot of options when it comes to selecting a realtor. Last I checked, there were 8,000 real estate agents registered at the Northeast Florida Association of Realtors here in Jacksonville. 8,000. Okay, so that's a whole lot of realtors for you to choose from. How do you go about navigating through qualifying and filtering and finding out which one's the best for you? Well, one thing that I know is that not all 8,000 agents that are registered with our board are actually full-time producing agents. People get their real estate license for a lot of different reasons. Okay, so the first thing you would probably want to ask is if that person is a full-time agent or a part-time agent. Nothing wrong with being a part-time agent, but I do feel that if you're doing this full-time, you're going to be more exposed to what's going on in the market trends, the information. You're going to be kept more current than if you were doing it part-time. So you just want to make sure that if this is important to you, working with someone that's current, that knows the market, that knows the process, that can guide you through it, that would be probably a qualifying question. Is this something that you do full-time or do you do it part-time? Now, what support system do they have? Let me just take a minute here and let you know that sometimes we make this process look easy, but it's really not. Okay, there's so many moving parts that go along with a real estate transaction that a lot of times customers don't get to see, whether you're buying or selling a home. But we're in the trenches as an agent, as a realtor. I coordinate so many different things. Just for the top of my mind, When I take on a listing, I have a team of people that I call on for a very specific task. I don't go out and take my own photos. That would be a disservice to my seller unless I was a professional photographer. And I do enjoy photography, but I stick to my lane, which is real estate. And I call on a pro to make sure that we have the best possible images to represent the house in the best possible light. So what support system do they have in terms of photographers, in terms of lenders, if you need to have a pre-approval for the buy of your next home, or if you need to pre-approve the buyer that might actually be placing an offer on your home? What about home inspectors? Do they have a team of people that they can call on if you need to have a home inspector? What about an appraiser? What about a closing coordinator? What about a title company? We do not do this alone, guys. This is something that requires a team of experts, and ideally an expert in their lane, where you're not trying to be all things to everybody, but actually just having the support that's required to make sure that we get our clients to the finish line. And are they a market insider? Now, being a market insider is, like I was telling you, just really being in the trenches, knowing all the ins and outs of every specific niche, okay? And we are not going to possibly know it all about everything. Just from having been in real estate this long, I know that what an investor looks for is a very different thing that a family building a dream home, brand new construction would be looking for. So who are we serving? What are our expertise? What are their goals? And how are we matching that? So those are some of the things that you want to consider when it comes time to selecting the right realtor for you. Now, is there a niche that they specialize in? Okay, this is really, really key with real estate. There's a lot of niches. And what I mean by niches is their lane, their expertise. Is it new construction? Okay, I happen to have been fortunate enough to work in new construction for about 10 years. So all of that background knowledge I've been able to bring into general real estate to benefit my buyers and sellers as they go about selecting the right builder to work with, selecting the right floor plan, the community, the upgrades, all of that. So do they have any kind of specialty? Is it new construction? Is it investment? Is it a retirement type of niche? With the homes that are highly specialized for retirement age, like 55 and over. So you want to make sure that you're working with someone that truly represents your niche and your interests. And when selling your home, are they a pricing specialist? Okay, this I think would be really, really important, because you've been paying on that mortgage, you've been accruing all of that equity. Hopefully there is equity in the home when you go to sell it. How do you know that they're pricing it correctly? Okay, so the typical rule of thumb is to look at comps, recently sold homes within a close proximity geographically, and then from there kind of come up with a price. But there's so much more that goes into it. You don't want to leave any money on the table. So if there are any upgrades that you've recently done to the home, what kind of value would you be able to retain from those upgrades and be able to tack on to the sales price to make sure that, again, you don't leave any money on the table. So you want to make sure that you're working with someone that knows exactly how to price a home and not just look for comps. Making the adjustments makes a big deal of difference. And do they know the data? So the data that I was just referring to is kind of like the comps that I was saying, but also what are the average days on the market in that community where your home is being sold? What is the price per square foot in the community where your home is being sold? What are the types of financing that are available in that community? I just recently went through helping one of my buyers that had a VA loan eligibility to find out that not every community actually takes on that kind of financing. So as a listing agent, you would hope that they know that, but they don't always do. So you want to make sure that they know the data. And most importantly, it's not just knowing the data, but knowing exactly how to interpret the data. Okay, I'm going to say that one more time. It's not just about knowing the data, but knowing exactly how to interpret the data and how that would apply to your case, your home, and your goals. So that's something to consider. And do they have a written marketing plan? So this goes back to the very basics. One thing that I live by is, if you have a goal that you want to accomplish, you better write that down. The difference between a goal and a dream is something that you want. You kind of keep it in the back of your mind. You think about it every once in a while. sparks some sort of excitement, really, really cool stuff. But when you write it down, now that dream becomes a plan, okay? And a plan should have actionable steps, okay, where you can see exactly what's going to be going on day 1, day 2, day 3, or week 1, week 2, week 3. You want to make sure that whoever you're working with has a written marketing plan, specifically for listings. When you're about to sell a home, you don't want to rely on the realtor's excitement to maybe first week do something great rollout on the marketing platform, and then maybe the next week is a rough week, so they don't do a whole lot. You want to make sure that this is systematic, that we're not depending on anyone's temperament, that we know exactly what's going to be going on week 1, week 2, week 3, and that all of these goals and strategies are written down for you. So that's something to look forward to or to ask. And then how well do they use social media and video marketing? You probably won't be surprised to know that social media is the way we communicate nowadays. If you're watching this video, you're very likely watching me on social media. And if you're watching this video, you know I do video marketing. It's something that we all have to get comfortable with. It's the new wave, the new sign of the times. This is how we communicate. There's a whole generation coming right after us that is going to be looking for these types of tools. So how comfortable are they using social media? Give me just a second. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. And video marketing. I actually enjoy it. I think video marketing is a lot of fun. It's a great way to interact. I love how you get to know someone a lot better by listening and watching a video than just maybe perhaps looking at a picture or reading a blog. So it just becomes a lot more engaging. You can kind of get a feel for my personality. I talk with my hands a lot. But this goes across the board. So you can connect with someone better through video marketing. So how comfortable are they doing video marketing? And how comfortable are they with tech tools? Again, you probably won't be surprised, but technology has definitely revolutionized the real estate industry. So how comfortable are they using the technology tools that we are now relying on to keep our industry moving forward? Okay, is this someone that is just now going to have to be trained on those while they're selling your home? Or is this someone that's already comfortable and has the expertise with the technology tools? Those are things you want to look for. And are they a strong negotiator? How well do they communicate? This comes in really, really handy when it comes time to, go through the negotiation of the offer back and forth. You want to make sure that your needs and your goals and your priorities are well communicated, and that they can do that in a fashion that's going to get you to your goals. So how strong are they in the negotiation? And how well do they communicate? I'm going to leave you guys. This is the last slide, but I'm going to give you guys this quote, which I thought was beautiful, by Dave Ramsey, which is one of the financial gurus in the United States. When getting help with money, whether it's insurance, real estate, or investments, you should always look for someone with the heart of a teacher and not a salesman. Okay? When getting help with money, whether it's insurance, real estate, or investments, you should always look for someone with the heart of a teacher and not a salesman. So I hope that was useful to you guys. Let me just go ahead and X out of here. And okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that presentation. I'm going to go ahead and check on the comments section and see if there is anything up there. Okay, well, if you're watching me on the replay, be sure to hit hashtag replay. I'd love to see how you guys like this content. If there are any requests for any topics that you'd like me to cover, please put them on the comments below. I hope that you're doing well. I know these are kind of like different times that we're all going through. And again, I'm relying heavily on technology to continue to stay top of mind and also continue to engage with my clients and my past customers and my future customers. So I appreciate you guys watching. Please take good care of yourself. I know that we're all saying that, but I mean that. Just take good care of yourself and one another. So until next time, I'll talk to you soon. Oh, and remember to subscribe if you're watching me on YouTube. Bye now.